are you doing? Welcome. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. In today's video, we are going to learn about the transitive and the intransitive verbs. If you have not checked my previous video on the subject, verb and the object, click the link in the description box to learn, because that video is connected to this one. We also have the direct and the indirect object. Check the two videos first. So today it's transitive and intransitive verbs. Just a quick reminder, a verb is an action or a doing word. Anything that you can do is a verb. Cooking, eating, dancing, writing, jumping. Let's begin with the transitive verbs. And these are verbs that are followed by an object. Can have one object or two objects. That is the direct and the indirect object. If a sentence does not have an object, then the verb in that sentence has not been used transitively. For example, he closed the door. He is the subject, closed is the verb, the action. But then we have the object, yes, because the object is the receiver of the action. He closed what? The door. Has a direct object. So this verb close is a transitive verb. 2. Joel sold the flowers. Joel sold the flowers. We have again the subject, the verb. John sold what? Flowers. So because it has an object, then it is transitive verb, or the verb has been used transitively. Lastly, this sentence has two objects, and as I said in the previous video, the indirect object usually comes first if you have two objects in one sentence. So the teacher bought her a present. We have the teacher's the subject, the verb, her, indirect object, a present, direct object. So this verb again, bought, has been used transitively. The intransitive verbs, and these are verbs that do not have an object, or they are verbs that are not followed by an object. The subject performs the action, but it does not affect anyone or anything. Example, she cried. We have a she as the subject. Okay. For example, she cried. We have the she as the subject, cried as the verb. But then the action of she does not affect anyone or anything. So the verb here is intransitive, does not have an object. We have the subject and the verb only. 2. She cried bitterly. She cried bitterly. She subject, cried, intransitive verb, and then bitterly is the adverb. How? Adverb of manner, bitterly. Adverb phrase. Second structure, we have the subject, we have the intransitive, the verb and adverb phrase. No object. 3. They are going to school. They are going to school. We have the subject again. Both of these are verb helping and main verb. The verb to school. To school is a preposition phrase. So we don't have a what. They are going what? We don't have a who. So there is no object again. Intransitive verb. Lastly, he was punished because of late coming. And we have the he, again was punished as the verb because of late coming, dependent clause. So you can have the subject, the verb, and that dependent clause. We don't have an object, so punished has been used intransitively. So what is the difference? This one, the transitive verbs have an object, and be direct and indirect, and the intransitive verbs don't have an object, or they are not followed by an object. Intransitive verbs are not followed by an object. The subject, verb, and subject, verb, preposition, phrase, and so on, as you said, have these verbs: read, drink, play, There are verbs that can be used transitively and intransitively. For example, he reads a novel, that is transitively or a transitive verb. He reads slowly, she reads slowly. Reads has been used intransitively because it is not followed by an object. Before we end the lesson, I want you to try this. See whether the verb is transitive or intransitive, and tell me whether the verb here used transitively or intransitively in both. And pause your video, do that, and then you're gonna do it together here now. Well, let's see if you're right, but I hope you're right. The bus arrived some minutes before time. The bus arrived some minutes before time. So is the verb transitive or intransitive? Yeah, it is intransitive because we don't have an object. You're right. I clap for you. Number 2, the teacher on duty punished the late comers. Do you have an object? Yes. The late comers received the punishment. So this is transitive verb. The punished has been used transitively. Again, this one. After he completed the assignment, he went to sleep. Do we have an object? Yes, we have an object. The object is the assignment, and the subject is he, and we have completed as our verb because we have an object, then it is transitive. Lastly, give me your comments on this. I'll be very happy to interact with you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate. If the video has been helpful to you, give it a thumbs up. Bye bye for now. I'll see you later.